Hi everybody, my name is Salar and you guys are welcome to this exciting course on C Sharp. In this course, we are learning C Sharp step by step. In our previous lecture, we worked with arithmetic operators, which are used in calculations or equations. So in connection with arithmetic operators, we are going to explore C Sharp math class. So we are going to do some more mathematics. C Sharp has a well-maintained math class which contains predefined mathematics functions. Predefined functions means they are already coded. You don't need to code them. All you need to do is just call them or use them in right manner. So I will show you how to use some of the functions which are very common, and we also see how to read the signature of those predefined functions. Let's say you want to calculate the square root of any number, number 49. So you can do that by calling a predefined function named sqrt. So sqrt is a predefined function for calculating the root. To the function, we pass the value and function returns a result. And the function is called with its class reference. So math is a class or a library containing sqrt function. And we use dot operator to call a function from a class. So this call of a function is actually exactly the same with console.writeLine. So writeLine is a function or a method just like sqrt. It belongs to the console class, so we need its reference. So in this way, you can call predefined functions of math library. So math class contains a lot of functions and you can find them in the C# documentation, right? So you can see there are so many functions and they are predefined. You don't need to code them. There is a function named round, which can round a value. There is a property named pi. It gives a value of pi constant. Let me show you a couple of examples. So if I want to round a number, so I can call round function. Let's say I have a number 10.89 and I want to round it to the nearest integer. So I will call the round function and pass the values. So the round function is going to round a value to its nearest integer. And in our case, it would be 11. You can also call the value of pi using the property pi. So math.pi will return you the value of pi constant. Let me run the program and show you the result. Here you see the rounded value 11 and the value of pi. And here we forgot to print the root variable. We are printing the number variable, right? So that's why you see the value 49. Otherwise, the result would be 7, right? There is another very useful function called power. Power function calculates x raised to the power of something. And in the documentation, the function is listed here, right? So let's use this function and find x raised to the power of any number. So we have a value x, let's say 5, and we want to calculate x raised to the power 2. So I'm going to call the power function. The first argument is x, and the second argument is power. And the result would be 25, right? 5 raised to the power 2 is 25. We can also check it out in the console. This is how you can use and have advantage of all the predefined functions we have in the math library. Let's now talk about the signature, function signature. Every function has its own a specific signature, and that signature is defined by the total number of arguments a function can take and the data type of the arguments, and it also includes the data type of the returned value. This power method has a specific signature. It takes the argument of double type, and return values type is also double. And I know that signature, that's why I choose to work with the double type. As it is a predefined function, so we can't change the signature. Now let's say if I change the data type of the value returned by the power method to int, our program complains because this method returns a double type value, and we usually can't save a double type value in a integer type variable. So whenever you use any predefined function, you need to be careful about its signature, and you can find function signature in the C# documentation. So here is the power function. Let's click on it. Now here you can see the function signature. The name of the function is power. It can take only 2 arguments of type double, and the return value is also double, right? So x should be double, y should be double, and the returns value should also be double. So this is actually called function signature. And when you use a predefined function, you need to follow the signature. You can find the link of the math class in the description of this video. Just go to the link and try some predefined functions. Read the signatures and try to code them. It's now time to wind up this lecture, and in the next lecture we will study and learn the use of the standard read line method. As you know, write line method is a standard output method. It outputs data in the console. On the other hand, read line is an input method. It takes the input or the data from the console to the program. Things are going to be interesting as we are moving on and learning new concepts. I will see you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching this one.